I had a comedy special come out. Worked real hard on it. Been very proud of it. That is until my therapist told me he watched it. He told me I thought it was funny. I just don't know if I got the real Kevin. That's crazy. What? Do you know how much I pay for my therapist? $35 a session. That's insane. Like, you get what you pay for sure, but a $35 therapist gives you $35 advice. You shouldn't have a therapist you're doing better than. That's crazy. Like, I come in, I finish a session, and he's just like, hey, can I get some bus fare? Like, that sucks. I want to come in and be like, hey, man, believe in yourself. Charge more, you know? The real Kevin. God, that's been... it drives me nuts. What does that mean? I'm not, like, funny in therapy. You don't want therapy, Kevin. You want, like, the McRib is back, Kevin. You don't want... Dating's weird, you know? You want, like, are you guys on a date? Are you on a date? Are you on a date? You want a comedian, you know? You don't want... what do I talk about? Do I talk about, like, what I talk about in therapy? Like, what... The real Kevin. What does that mean? Like the Kevin who's, like, convinced all of his friends secretly hate him behind his back, but in reality, nobody's thinking about me, and for some reason, that's worse. That Kevin? You know? That Kevin? The Kevin who wakes up every day in a panic, like I'm sure a lot of us do, because you spent the night before mainlining 2 hours of TikToks about how our government's being taken over by Russians and Nazis. And you know Russians and Nazis, right? The bad guys in every movie I've ever seen. That Kevin? That Kevin? That's the Kevin that you want? The Kevin who's just, like, wandering through our days in a haze, pretending like this is all normal, but this isn't normal. But in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, something bad's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. Why? Because the world is being ruled by the 3 richest men in the planet who seem to be fueled by some new evil autism. That Kevin? The Kevin who wants to help his community, but I'm too selfish and self-involved, so I don't do anything to help those around me, and instead I just come to shows like this to get validation from you assholes. That Kevin? Who's ready to laugh? My mom's been coming up in therapy a lot. Classic therapy talk, mom stuff. She's been coming up a lot ever since I realized whenever I end a phone call with her, I end it by going, bye, Mom, love you. And every single time she responds with, bye, Kev, talk to you later. Am I coming on too strong with my mom? Did I get friend zoned by Sharon? Is that... And there's, like, the rest of my family, and I don't know how to talk about this. Does anybody here know a guy, like, have that person in your life who's like, hey, don't take care of that parking ticket, I know a guy. And then it comes back way worse, like a DUI. Because, like, we had to use their friend who's, like, kind of a lawyer, mostly a juggalo, you know, like, I just don't think they should wear the makeup in the courtroom. Did I hear some fam? Here, whoop, whoop. Did I hear? So I know a guy that knows a guy for every situation. That's my brother. And it's because of my brother, I don't know where my father is buried. Is this real enough for you? Eric? That's my therapist's name. You want it real? Before I go any further, I don't know where my father's buried. I do want to clarify, he's dead. This isn't like a crazy scavenger hunt where I'm like, get a shovel, get a flashlight. He owed money all over town. Yeah, okay, so this is years ago. My dad died, and we didn't have any money for a funeral, but my brother knew a guy who was a groundskeeper at a cemetery who could dig us a hole for free. So we went that route. This is real. This is real. And when I tell people that, they're always shocked. They're like, that is disrespectful to the deceased. And it's like, hold on, you didn't know my father. He loved a deal, okay? He would have been so proud we saved a couple bucks. It was a beautiful service, just me, my mom, my brother, a nervous groundskeeper checking his watch. We wore all black, not only out of respect, but also cover under nightfall, right? It wasn't a very big hole. He was a little guy. No, he was cremated. We buried his ashes, which is crazy. I thought the whole point of a cremation was like you go on a road trip, you know, you take it to a cliff, you toss it in the ocean. Van Morrison and the Shins do the soundtrack. I was raised on TV, but you know what I mean. But it's like an Irish Catholic thing. My dad was like, if my body isn't whole, I won't get into heaven. So cremate me, which is like insane logic, right? Because it's like, we've all knocked over an ashtray. Like, you got to get like every little, it's impossible. Like, one burnt up eyebrow doesn't make it, and it's damnation. It's like, all right, Pops, you're worried about not getting into heaven. I don't think this isn't going to be why you don't get into heaven. You know, that's what he wanted, so that's what we did. It is weird that he wanted to be cremated, though, because of how he died, all right? My dad was an alcoholic. He died of cirrhosis. Or as I like to call it, an Irish goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this too real? Are you shitting me? This is my life. Don't tell me this is depressing. You know what I had to do to write this joke? I had to kill my dad. He hated to drink. I said, I want to be a comic. I need things to talk about. And every morning, an eyedropper of whiskey in his coffee. Crazy that he wanted to be cremated as an alcoholic. He was like 90 proof when he died. Like, you want to save some money on a funeral? How about instead of a cremation, I stick a rag in your mouth, light it on fire, throw you into a riot. You are a walking Molotov cocktail. He was also an organ donor, which is weird, right? Like, for an alcoholic to be an organ, like there's anything good left. Or maybe he was hoping everything would be like pickled and preserved when they cut him open. That's the sound that an alcoholic makes when you cut him open. Like cracking open a tall boy after a long day at the mill. That's what we did, you know, we cremated him, donated his organs, and, you know, the company that handled it, they sent me a bracelet in the mail. It was like a little rubber green bracelet. It said, donate life, and I used to wear it around and think of the old man. My brother got his Rolex. I feel like I was kind of screwed on that deal. So you've heard about my mom. You've heard about my dad. Clearly, I'm like super chill when it comes to my therapist, right? It's like, I don't know if do I want to have kids? Like, that's a scary thought. Like, I don't want to mess up a kid, you know? Plus, I don't really get it. Like, I don't see the perks. I've never been anywhere and thought, boy, this would be a lot better if a kid was here right now. Like, never. Like, if a kid was here right now, the vibes would be garbage. If I'm just up here like, yeah, and so my dad, Odin, be quiet! Sorry, hold on a second. Hey, sport. All right, I should probably not rest a beer on your head. Hey, listen. Hey, shh. Look, Daddy's working, okay? Daddy's working. Just relax. I'm gonna be done soon, all right? I gotta finish my job, okay? Just be cool. Just relax, okay? So my dad's an alcoholic. Like, it doesn't work. My friends are having kids, and they're always trying to convince you with, like, the same reason. They're always like, oh, Kevin, but the love you feel. The love you feel is unlike the love you've ever felt before. I'm like, that's it? Love? That's what you're selling me on? Love. I'm good on love. I know love. I've done Molly. Like, there's no way the love you feel for your kid tops when I'm on Molly and I meet another Kevin. No way. No way. All right, I'm gonna go. If you guys have any comments or questions or concerns, direct them to my therapist. Thank you.